Hi folks, I'm Sean McCormick and welcome to the Lightroom blog channel. It's Tuesday, the Making It Lightroom Tuesday, so we're going to cover 3 different ways of doing black and white in Lightroom. Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. And being Tuesday, we're doing Lightroom stuff, so if you want to get more Lightroom stuff, do subscribe and get stuff every Tuesday. So today we're going to look at 3 different ways of doing black and whites in Lightroom, with a bonus tip for Fuji users at the end, that they can use a 4th way of doing it. So the first way that we're going to look at is not the default way. We're going to look at 2 things first, and then we go to how Lightroom generally handles it as well. So the first really quick way of doing it is you just remove color, and so you pull out your saturation, and that automatically creates a black and white. Not too bad a black and white as well, but generally from there, if you increase contrast, it usually gives you a better overall look. Now in this case here, because it's a landscape, I will do my classic pull down the highlights and open up the shadows a little bit. And that's not too bad of a conversion. So that's very, very quick black and white. Now normally I would just consider it to be saturation and contrast, and we just go from there. So I'm going to option click on it instead for reset clone. Or alt click if you're on PC. And double click on saturation to reset that as well, just so that everything is back to normal for the second method. The second method is something that arose when there was a problem with noise reduction. When you did a normal black and white conversion, it wouldn't apply color noise reduction. So this was a way of doing that at the time, and it was literally a case of grabbing all of these sliders and pull it the whole way down. The benefit of this is if you see something as you're doing it where you like a little bit of the color being left in, you can do that. So it's the same scenario again, and I would go back and I would do the same thing with contrast, and then maybe mess around with highlights and shadows and stuff like that as well. So that's another basic black and white conversion. Again, option reset tone and HSL, option reset saturation. And that just brings us back to where we are. And now we're going to do the normal conversion, which is just literally click on this black and white. Now, it does have an auto by default, and there was a preference for this, but it got removed. And so if you want, you have to do the double click it, or, to get rid of that basically. Again, option reset, just to bring it back to normal if you don't want to use the auto. The auto gives that little curve you saw there every time, so it's not really a proper auto. So the idea with this is that you now have control over the individual color tones in the image. So as you can see here, I can pull down the blues. Now, blue is a funny channel because if you do it too much, you get lots of noise. So just to watch out for that. And generally, if you've got blue, you'll have aqua. So you need to do them together so that you get a balance. So you're trying to reduce some of that noise. So the yellows, we can see there's some yellow tones in the mountains, for example, there. There's probably a small bit of reds and oranges there as well. There's no particular greens in this image, from what I remember. Just a tiny bit along the edges there. You can just see it changing a little bit slowly. There's probably very little purple or magenta. So that is the basics. But if you are a Fuji user, you have another option. So just grab this shot of Emma, which was shot on a Fuji. And this is specifically if you are using later cameras such as the X-T2 or the X Pro 2. And in camera calibration, you come down here to Adobe Standard. Now in older ones, you will have these camera monochrome options. But in the newer ones, you will have across, and then you'll have yellow, red, and green filters as options. So that's 4 options there and another 4 options there. So just going to grab the green filter there. And we can see that makes a really, really nice black and white conversion. I quite like that conversion. It's really, really nice. And I do find that I will shoot sometimes using across in camera just to preview it on the camera because it looks really, really good. So folks, that's 3 ways, kind of 4, how you can do black and white in Lightroom. So subscribe if you find this interesting. And do, of course, hit the notification bell if you'd like to get notified of new stuff coming online. If you want to give me a thumbs up for the like, always appreciated. So folks, thank you for taking time to watch this, and I will see you in the next video.